Okay. Oh, my relationship with cannabis started when I was about 16 or 17 years old. I was actually very apprehensive the first time I ever consumed weed. I had grown up in a household and in a society around me where I was shamed if I were to do it. I was told it was bad, it was evil, it was the devil. And, me being the little potato that I was and just wanting to be accepted and loved and do the right thing, I was like, okay, well, I guess I'm not gonna smoke weed. It must be the devil. And that's in itself a lesson of what adults and their own frequencies of fear can do to a child, but that's a whole different story. We're talking about cannabis today. So, my relationship with weed has gone back and forth over the spectrum. I have been through my phases where I'm like, this is literally the best thing that God has put on this green earth. And then I've been through my phases of oh my fucking God, I don't want to be high anymore. I'm never going to consume this plant again. What was I thinking? But guess what? Just like most things in life that we don't want to really know the answer to, the reality is it's balance. The reality is there is a beautiful sacred space and a place for this plant. And that is what I'm here to kind of just touch on today, because right now, every single day, every single year, cannabis is becoming more acceptable in this country. It is becoming legal nationwide more and more so every single day. It is becoming understood in more households on a daily basis. And with the easier accessibility and legal accessibility that it is offering, we need to be aware of what this plant is. Now, on one hand, you can go online, read research articles, and be like, oh my God, it causes psychosis and causes people to go crazy. But then on the other hand, you read these beautiful medical pieces, how it's helping heal people with pain relief in terms, if you have arthritis or if you're going through chemo, if you have epilepsy, there is a place for this plant. But it goes deeper than just pain relief. And that's what I'm here to share with you today. There are 4 areas I want to touch on. And number 1 is definitely pain relief, what I just said. When people go in with weed, whether it's with oil or whether it's smoking, however you choose to consume this beautiful plant medicine, cannabis, or as I've gotten to know her, she likes to be called Mariganja, she has this potent ability that most of us don't even use or pay attention to. So typically when people get high, we want to have fun. We are there to let go. We are there to detach. We're there to laugh and have fun. And that's not a bad thing. In fact, we live in a world where we need to be laughing more and we need to have more fun and we need to not be so damn serious because we are so damn serious. Oh my God. And I think that sometimes I can come off as super serious, but I'm literally a child. I am seriously a child. If you I live with my boyfriend, he knows I am a child. But we can sometimes, when we smoke weed, there are people who get extremely uncomfortable. And there's a reason why this happens. So if you are not aware of why you are smoking weed, whether or not you know it, when you are consuming anything on your day-to-day, just walking around and doing your thing, you are holding intention. With everything that you do, you hold intention, with how you choose to work, how you choose to interact with yourself, how you choose to eat breakfast. What you choose to do with your energy is where you're actually putting it out into the universe to be transmuted and bring back to you. So this is where I go into the second part of this, which is the more dicey part that I think people get uncomfortable with. And that's where marijuana is really good at emphasizing your discomfort. How do I put this? She's really good at making you sensitive. Yes. Sensitive in a way that you probably don't even want. She's going to teach you the lessons that you don't want to hear. We may be, how do I put this? If you are unhappy with something, It could be really something that you can't pinpoint. If you are unhappy in life, sometimes it's hard because there is a jumbled mess of discomfort. There is a jumbled mess of you're not happy with your relationships. That can be intimate, friendships, family, with self. This can be with your job. This can be with the foods you're eating. This can be with it goes on and on, okay? So when you're unhappy and you smoke weed, she's gonna emphasize that and make you feel discomfort. But the thing that's probably going to happen is she's going to actually go to the source. And this is where what I just said about pain relief and then the sensitivity thing that I'm talking about now, even though they seem like they're two opposites, they actually work together. And I'm going to give an example. So I moved out to Colorado a little under 2 years ago. And when I did, one of my first days of work, accidentally consumed about 2,000 milligrams of CBD and 500 plus milligrams of THC in this full spectrum oil that I drank. It's a long story. I don't want to talk about it. And so I got really high. And I remember sitting there and feeling what felt like water just rushing down my shoulders. I felt this like sense of just stress relief, of pain relief, of everything was good. Everything was peaceful. And you know what that did? That caused shit up here. Suddenly I was like, what? It felt so good. I naturally went and started looking for where it was gonna go bad and what was really wrong. And that's a lesson. You know, I was having a hard time accepting when things were good, and I kept searching for bad, which intention-wise and in terms of my life, that might have been something that really was happening. Things were good, and then I was like, all right, where's the shit? When is it gonna go to complete trash? When is this all gonna fall apart? No. The lesson it taught me is when it's good, appreciate the good and know it can be good, and it is good. So that's a lesson. Other weird things that can happen is people will feel pressure in their heart. Now, that's a whole nother topic, but it can cause pain relief. And when there's sometimes is pain relief, we're not even used to not feeling that pressure or that tension where we create in our heads anxiety about like, why don't I feel this? Oh my freaking God, something's not right. And so that's where a lot of the diciness comes in. But I think that cannabis is really good for working with shadow, especially if you open up with the right intentions, you can work through that bullshit. Which brings me to my third topic, consciousness. Mariganja is beautiful for expanding your consciousness. I have had profound and continue to have beautifully profound experiences with this plant medicine. When held in sacred space, I do so, and I have been for a few years now, bless, grateful. You, especially if you are psychic, if you are a sensitive person, it can show up, especially if you hold that intention. But the other thing it can do is just in general, it can bring that sense of realization of connection to all, feeling that love and that compassion and that, once again, oneness between you, me, and the whole world, and the plants, and the trees, and the bees, and the dirt, and the ground, and the foxes, and the bears, and the deer. It's all connected, man. We're all connected. And so she can help guide us to that state. And then fourth of all, it kind of goes back to sensitivity, but I'm going to emphasize women essence. So the plant that let me start there. Cannabis plant is the flower, she's the feminine part. So we are consuming a very feminine essence plant. And if you look at actual medical or scientific research, people who smoke too much weed drop in testosterone. Now, this can be scientifically proven, but in terms of energetic realm, I'm going to use it like this. It's a feminine plant. Fuck yeah, if you smoke too much weed, you're going to drop that divine masculine because that divine feminine is coming in and like, she's shooting through the roof. She's constantly being put in. And testosterone is more masculine. But women, this is where it gets great. So listen up here. I don't want to get too involved with this in this video because I've never really opened up like this, but it really gets you in touch with your sensual side, that sacral region, your yoni. And that is a very potent area of your body and of your entire being. And so connecting with yourself there and being able to be more sensitive and understanding there, beautiful. Absolutely beautiful results. That's a whole different topic as well. I'm not going to go there. All I'm sharing today is it is time that we start honoring the sacred plant cannabis. There is a lot to offer within this plant. There is a lot of healing power, and there is also the blissful power. I'm not saying never smoke weed for fun, never smoke weed to go on a hike or to have a fun movie night. No, because in a sense, this is a physical world and we are allowed to enjoy. We are allowed to honor those moments. So hold intention when you smoke weed. Like if you really are out to go on a hike and you're gonna consume an edible when you get there, or you're gonna smoke a vape, may this hike bring forth the highest good for us. May it bring bliss and presence in this beautiful day. Something along those lines. Holding intention does a lot because marijuana wants to work with you. She wants to play. She's a very fun, loving plant. She also has her depths and she works a lot with shadow, but that's part of the beauty. So that is all for me today. Thank you so much if you listened to this entire thing. I like to talk a lot, and much love, and I will talk to you later.